Hello everyone. Welcome to join Edgecore Networks webinar. Today's topic is the Cloud SDK and Edgecore ecCLOUD management solution. Today it is our pleasure we invite the Edgecore Networks Senior Software Manager, Language Joe, and the Facebook Connectivity and Irandor. It is today's agenda. I think Iran can help us to let us know more about the Telecom Infra Project TIP OpenWiFi. Then Langley will continue to let us know the Edgecore OpenWiFi solution and the ecCLOUD introduction, especially for the integration between the ecCLOUD and the Cloud SDK 2.0. Then we'll show you the ecCLOUD advanced features and do the demo for the ecCLOUD intuitive user interface. And also, Language will show you do the brief introduction for the Edgecore OpenWiFi facilitating program. And the last part, we also reserve the time for the Q&A. So if you have any questions, you can just type in the dialogue. Okay, Yuran, let me just hand over to you.
Thank you. Do you see my screen at all or not yet?
Yes, for the whole table, for the Windows table.
Now you see only my only one screen?
Yes, now we can see your slides now. Thank you.
Okay, good. If it's okay, I will not go into presentation mode because it messes up my computer sometimes. So, welcome all. It's an honor to be here with Edgecore and to give a little introduction about OpenWiFi. So, OpenWiFi is a part of the Telecom Infra Project, for short TIP, that was set up about 5 years ago. And it was set up basically at the beginning because of issues and problems that people had with cellular connectivity. As it evolved, Wi-Fi connectivity was added to it, point-to-point connectivity, satellite connectivity, and all kinds of other connectivities that you can think about. Everything is being touched by TIP in a way. When we look at OpenWiFi, we have a few objectives here, and the main objective was Wi-Fi in the past was usually had a vendor lock-in. You used one vendor. You couldn't mix and match any systems, and that's why we wanted to disaggregate it, and we wanted to have the software and the hardware basically open sourced, not so much the hardware, but more the software. The open sourcing, we see it as a platform for innovation, and we set it up as an ecosystem, as a community, as an ecosystem, in order to create a diverse supply chain and develop a community that is maintaining this ecosystem in a very diligent and rigorous way. And at the end, our goal is to reduce the TCO, the total cost of ownership. We're talking about 50 to 60% of reduction of total cost of ownership of a Wi-Fi network. And lastly, one of the goals is to expand the TAM, the total addressable market, because now when you have a enterprise level network that is a little bit cheaper, there are many more places that we can go with that. How do we do that basically? We take a white box access point or any access point off the shelf from ODMs, OEMs, and we put an access point firmware on it, which is based on OpenWRT. And it's an OpenWRT that is made for TIP basically, but we have now a lot of access points that run it, and all of these access points have a northbound API or a set of northbound APIs that point to the cloud controller, and every access point just presents themselves to the cloud controller by them in the same way. So it doesn't matter where the access point comes from; it presents itself to the cloud controller just the same. And on top of that, companies like Edgecore, for example, and what they're showing here, are providing all kinds of nice solutions to manage this open Wi-Fi stack and the cloud controller stack, and evolve it into something that is really a final product for the customers. If we go just a minute back to beginning of 2021 with what we have in terms of hardware. In 2021, we started with Wi-Fi 5. Q2 of 2021, we started adding SKUs that run Wi-Fi 6. And today we have Wi-Fi 6E and software development. And we are planning to have Wi-Fi 6E. We have planned the partners to have Wi-Fi 6E for general availability sometimes at the end of Q1, beginning of Q2. And I think that by the end of 2022, we will have a really nice selection of Wi-Fi 5, 6, and 6E. And you can see here there are about 24 SKUs that are available in one form or another. They come in all kinds of shapes and sizes and forms: ceiling, wall mount, outdoor, wall plate, desk. And as of now, there are planned another 23 SKUs that we are able to add. I believe that there will be a few SKUs that will be added to that during the year. One thing that this provides, and I mentioned earlier, is a supply chain resilience for everybody who wants to set up a Wi-Fi network. It helps everybody to just have accessibility to the materials and to the software and to the hardware and deploy. Although everybody knows today we have problems with supply chain all over the world. If we look at some of the key features that we run, and anybody who knows how enterprise Wi-Fi looks like, they immediately see that, and they will be able to say, "Oh wow, that's really enterprise level," and it's enterprise level for less than half the price. So I think this is a really nice achievement, and we're looking at an enterprise level mesh and easy mesh. We look at rate limiting. We look at zero touch mesh, zero touch provisioning, enterprise level QoS. We look at clouds that can do venue-based management, device provisioning, and all kinds of really nice things. And it's possible to deploy it in any venue that you would like, from schools through small and medium businesses to bigger venues such as stadiums, hospitals, and apartment buildings, and so on. We have right now over 100 companies in that ecosystem. Excuse me. And you can see a bunch of OEMs, among them, of course, Edgecore. We're using Qualcomm, MediaTek Silicon, Celino, and MaxLinear. Intel are in the works as well to be added. We have a few MSPs that are already very active and going forward, and service providers. We have really nice traction going on here with that. How do all these people work together? Just like they would have in a company, in a bigger company. We have an Artifactory for all the binaries and the cloud, the containers, and everything. That's JFrog based. We have a GitHub source code. We have a wiki that is based on on Confluence pages. and basically all the how-tos and everything is in there. And any bug that comes up, there are JIRAs, and people from the community just get on the JIRAs, solve them, or help solve them. And then there is a Slack, multiple Slack channels actually, to communicate about all kinds of issues that may come up, and where the community can help each other. How do we make sure that the open source software is not something that I now need to really, if I adopt it, I now need to work on it a lot. We have a community lab. This community lab, we have invested close to $3 million in it, with 24 traffic generators and chambers. The nightly tests are being run there, and we run it in we run a CI/CD fashion, meaning that everything that comes in is tested nightly, and there is a continuous deployment going on all the time, and there's improvements on the software happening all the time, and all these chambers are running basically 24/7 in that scenario. So if you like this, and if you want to join, and you haven't joined yet, please join. There are multiple ways to join it. To join the project, you can either just join and observe the project. It's completely free. You can consume all the software, all the hardware, everything. Nobody will stop you. It really is for free. It's really open, and you can, of course, and this is what we like most, is contribute to the project. And contribution is, I see a Jira bug, I know how to fix it, let's fix it. Join the weekly development team calls. Join the bi-weekly calls of the project group. Everything is open. Everything is completely free, and everybody is welcome to join. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Iran. Now let me just hand over to Langry.
So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Then first we would like to introduce the Edgecore OpenWiFi solution. As Iran mentioned earlier, this is the high-level TIP OpenWiFi architecture, and we can see that there are 4 main layers. And the bottom layer is for the hardware. Many different vendors produce different hardwares that can be supported by TIP OpenWiFi software. And in its upper layer, it is the NAS layer, which is also the software layer. It includes the operating system, the device driver, the data plan, the control plan, and the many features. And for the OpenWiFi software, it should be able to run on all hardware, no matter what the hardware vendor is. And the third layer is the Cloud SDK, which is the cloud controller layer of the TIP OpenWiFi. And the Cloud SDK is used for manage the OpenWiFi software. And in the top layer, it is for third-party applications to use the northbound API of the Cloud SDK to control the OpenWiFi. Previously, Edgecore provided the OpenWiFi solutions for these 2 layers, to the bottom 2 layers. Edgecore provides hardware platforms and software, and also the development environment for TIP partners and customers to provide the service to their customers or to build their own software. And now with the integration with Edgecore Cloud Controller and the TIP OpenWiFi Cloud SDK, Edgecore can also provide the management system that can manage all TIP OpenWiFi devices. Briefly speaking, now all TIP OpenWiFi devices can be managed by ecCLOUD, Edgecore Cloud Controller, and can be benefited by existing ecCLOUD features. Okay, then let us introduce the Edgecore Cloud Controller, which is also called ecCLOUD. ecCLOUD is a cloud-based controller that can manage all Edgecore network devices, including indoor APs, outdoor APs, PoE switches, and 60 GHz devices. ecCLOUD provides a centralized interface for the network administrators to manage their network devices at a single place, so that administrators do not need to access multiple different systems to manage their different type of devices. In addition, ecCLOUD also provides many features, includes multilingual, the firmware management feature, the device provisioning, the hotspot features, and logs report and monitoring features. Okay, with the ecCLOUD and the TIP Cloud SDK integration, ecCLOUD now can manage TIP OpenWiFi devices and the Edgecore products at the same time. From this graph, we can see that the TIP OpenWiFi Cloud SDK is integrated with the ecCLOUD as its module, so that ecCLOUD can use Cloud SDK to manage the OpenWiFi devices, and it can still use its original management protocol to manage the Edgecore products. So customers can select different combinations based on their requirements. And this page is to present the advantages that Edgecore can provide for OpenWiFi customers. The first one is for the hardware part. Edgecore provides many types of the hardwares for OpenWiFi, includes Wi-Fi 5, Wi-Fi 6 APs, and indoor-outdoor APs, and even PoE switches. And we also provide different wireless certificates for different regulations. For the support part, we provide technical support for hardware and software all over the world. For the manufacturing part, we have a high level of the quality control and the high productivity. And we also provide complete RMA and logistics services. Another advantage that we can provide is that all the TIP hardware are preloaded by the TIP software, so that if there is any, for example, the service providers want to directly use the OpenWiFi to provide service to their customers, they don't need to do the rework on their own. When they receive the device is already TIP OpenWiFi. And we would like to share the biggest advantage that we can provide with the cloud, with the ecCLOUD and the TIP OpenWiFi integration. From our experience, we found that many customers have trouble to, for example, provision their devices to their own cloud, or to upgrade their devices with their customized software. Because sometimes the quantity of the devices cannot meet the NOQ for OEM. For example, 500 devices. The number is too small for the factory to produce the customized software for them. However, the 500 devices is not a small number. If they want to manually rework one by one, it will cost them a lot. So we provide a device onboarding service that can automatically help this kind of customers to upgrade the firmware or to provision their devices to their cloud. We will provide more detailed introductions later. In addition to the onboarding service, we also our cloud can also centralize and manage all TIP OpenWiFi devices, and we also have a public API for third-party applications to control the OpenWiFi devices. Okay, so this is to introduce the device onboarding service. We can see that, okay, by default, the OpenWiFi devices, which is produced by Edgecore, will connect to ecCLOUD when it can connect to the internet at first time. And we can see that in the registration process, the AP will send the MAC address to the ecCLOUD, and then the onboarding service will check if this MAC address is registered to be to do the onboarding process. If it is, then the ecCLOUD will do proper operations. For example, upgrade the firmware or to redirect the device to another cloud. So customers can reach us with their own firmware or with their own cloud URL. Then we can register customers' device in our database to do it automatically. So this feature helps customers we mentioned before to automatically upgrade a lot of devices or automatically provision their devices to their own cloud. Okay, then we will provide some example applications for ecCLOUD and TIP OpenWiFi integration. The first example is that if the ISP already has NMS to manage their existing network, and if they want to use the OpenWiFi to provide more services, then they can use the ecCLOUD to manage the TIP OpenWiFi devices and use the ecCLOUD public API to, for example, collect the information from the TIP OpenWiFi devices or to push the configuration to the TIP OpenWiFi devices via ecCLOUD. This model is to reduce the effort for the ISP to do the integration between TIP OpenWiFi software and their existing NMS. The second example applications we would like to share is for the software vendors, either SI or software companies. They can build their own software applications based on the OpenWiFi and then be managed by ecCLOUD. And in ecCLOUD, there is an add-on feature here. So the end user can use the add-on to select if they want to enable the customized application or not. In some case, the customized application needs an external server. For example, it may need to have an additional dashboard in their server, or they may need to handle some data from the AP. For this kind of scenario, we provide two ways. The first way is also use the public API. So their server can use the public API to communicate with their devices via ecCLOUD. And another way is that the software vendors can build their own agent in the application layer and use the agent to communicate with their external server directly. This model is for the software vendors to focus on their own features, and they do not need to worry about either the cloud controller side or the hardware side or the software side, because these three parts are provided by Edgecore OpenWiFi solution. Yeah. Okay, and then we will start to share some ecCLOUD properties and advanced features. The first one we would like to share is the ecCLOUD configuration hierarchy. Here we have 3 levels: cloud level, site level, and the device level. In the cloud level, administrators can create multiple sites, and administrators can also group multiple devices in one site. Here, the site is not necessarily the geographical related. It is a concept of the group. So when the devices is grouped into one site, we can see them as a group. And if administrators, for example, configure the site configurations here, then they can push the site configuration to all the devices belong to one site. And the administrators can also have different configuration options in different levels. For example, they can have administrators permission control in cloud level, and they can have site configuration in site level, so that they can configure configurations to all APs in one site. And administrators can also configure specific configuration option to a specific AP in a device site. In addition, we also support role-based administrators privileges. It means that the cloud administrators can assign different permissions to other administrators. For example, some administrators can only access some sites, while some administrators may only have read permission and can only see the statistics. Or some administrators can have read-write permission and can either configure the devices or check the device statistics. And we have many dashboard and statistics and alert and notifications for the network administrators to check their network stability or environment. And they can also use this to troubleshoot their network issues. Okay, in the following pages, we will share some advanced features that ecCLOUD can provide. The first one is the wired and the wireless management integration. Because ecCLOUD can manage the switch and the APs at the same time, so we provide some configuration integration to make the configuration easier. The first feature is the port security. When the port security is enabled, only managed APs can connect to the switch. If there is any unmanaged AP connect to the switch, the traffic cannot be passed. This feature is to provide security to disallow an unauthorized AP to connect to the sensitive network and to do the attacks. And the second feature is the VLAN automatically sync feature. When the cloud set configurations to the AP, when the cloud set up the VLAN to the AP, this VLAN will be automatically synced to the switch port, which is connected to the AP. This will make the VLAN configuration easier. The next one, the next advanced feature is for the hotspot solution. We have a feature called Outport, which is a built-in AAA servers. So users can use this feature to create multiple billing plans, either time-based or quota-based. And then they can use these billing plans to generate different accounts. For the APs, it will use the auth port built-in authentication server as its authentication server, so that when, for example, when a user associate to the AP, then they can use the generated accounts to use the internet. Another feature is the captive portal editor feature. Users can use the built-in captive portal editor. It is a graphical editor to edit their own captive portal and to provide different captive portals to different SIDs. With the auth port feature and the captive portal editor features, the users can provide hotspot services without any additional servers, such as web servers or authentication servers. Okay, this page, like we mentioned before, we have the ecCLOUD public API that is for third-party applications to use this API to control manage the devices of the ecCLOUD. And this is the list of the companies that are TIP partners, and we are cooperating with them. Okay, from this page, we would like to share the some UI page and the UI architecture of the ecCLOUD. This is the main page of the ecCLOUD, and we can see that there are 3 parts. The first part in the top menu, we can, for example, we can do key search here, and we can also check the task here, and we can also check the alerts or the latest news in the top menu. And we can also switch different cloud in the top menu or log out, log in. Yeah. And this is the left menu. And in the left menu, we can switch different level. For example, we can switch it from cloud level to site level and to device level. And each level will have different configuration options. And the right section is the main contents. Whenever we click any configuration option in the left panel, the right panel will display the main contents. Okay, then this is the site level device list. We can see that all APs in a site will be listed here. And here are the filters. For example, we can filter all online APs to check the statistics. And we can also list all offline APs to do the troubleshooting. From this page, we can see that there are 3 different models, ECW 5211, EAP 101, and the EAP 102. All of them are installed OpenWiFi software, which is 2.1.0-RC3. And we can also check some statistics such as associated client or the traffic. Okay, this is the dashboard, device level dashboard of the ecCLOUD. We can see some basic information here, such as the device MAC address, the IP address, the software version, and uptime. And we can also check some lab data such as CPU utilization or memory usage. Here is the floor plan section. We can see where the device is installed in this page, in this section. And this is the firmware management page. Users can select different type of the firmware and select different devices and then upgrade the devices to selected versions. They can either upgrade the firmware immediately or upgrade the firmware later in a selected maintenance window. And this is the configuration page. We can see that there is a site label here, and it means that this configuration demo underline uCentral is inherited from site configuration. If we add SSID here, then we will see a device label, which means that this is the device level configuration, and only this device has this configuration applied. Okay, this is the activity page, and we can see many events here. For example, the device is rebooted, the configuration has successfully updated, for example. Okay, then we will have some introductions for the TIP OpenWiFi hardware. This is the Wi-Fi 6 TIP APs, and we can see EAP 101, which is the 2x2 dual radio APs, and the EAP 102, which is a 4x4 dual radio APs. We also have the Wi-Fi 5 APs, 5211 and 5410. Which is also 2x2 dual radio and 4x4 dual radio. In addition, we also support Wi-Fi 5 outdoor AP, SPW2 AC1200, which is a 2x2 dual radio AP, and SSW2 AC2600, which is a 4x4 dual radio APs. And the OAP 100 is a 2x2 dual radio APs, and it is very special because there are two sets of antennas, and the customers can select it as the directional antenna or select it as omni antenna, so that users can use a single device to fit different usage scenarios. In addition to the APs, we also have PoE switch support. We can see two different models, 4100 for 1 gigabit switch and 4125 for 2.5 gigahertz, a gigabit switch. Okay, then we will have some introduction of OpenWiFi facilitating program. This is to further thrive together with the TIP OpenWiFi ecosystems. And our target customers will be, for example, the hardware vendors that want to use the ecCLOUD to manage their OpenWiFi devices, or the software vendors that have their own features and want to use the ecCLOUD to manage their devices, or the cloud service providers that currently they does not have any AP, but they want to use the ecCLOUD public API to manage the OpenWiFi devices. The target of the program is to make sure that the vendor's product can be compatible with the ecCLOUD and the TIP OpenWiFi. So we welcome any customers which is interested in it, contact us, our sales team. Okay, thank you. Next.
Okay, yeah, actually, we already got some questions and already replied part of them. I think the first question maybe for the language, the one customer would like to know more about the ecCLOUD public API. So can you show more like the public API informations or some description for that?
Okay. ecCLOUD public API is a RESTful API-like API, and like many RESTful API, users can use HTTP request to send a command to the ecCLOUD, and then ecCLOUD will forward a related command to its managed devices. we have the public API documents online. So you can search for example, you can Google and search for the ecCLOUD public API, and you can see the related documents.
Okay, yeah, thank you. The second question, maybe Iran. We need your help for this, because the customer just asked if they want to join the TIP OpenWiFi. Should they need to pay, or does the free program become the TIP member?
To become a TIP member and to become to join the TIP OpenWiFi, or we call it the Open Converged Wireless Project Group, is completely free. There's no cost involved, and they can simply go to the Telecom Infra Project website and click the join button, and it just goes through everything. And if Max, you have my email, you can, if there's any problems, please connect me.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. The other one is the language. The customer just asked if they can use the ecCLOUD to do any customization, like to add their company logo or not.
Oh yes, we have we have a feature that can allow the customers to upload their logos, or even change their URL, so that, for example, the network administrators can use a special URL, which may be your company names, and the access to the cloud, and the logo will be your company URL.
Okay. The other one is about the customer just asked what is the general availability time frame for the ecCLOUD with the open Wi-Fi. I think that this question should be related to the what is the formal announcement to let the TIP Open Wi-Fi members know it is the general availability time.
For the formal release time, it will be the Q1 next year. But we will have a beta trial for selected customers. Yeah. So if you are interested in, you can also contact the sales team. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, list questions, I think very sensitive, but very interesting. I think the customer already used our standard ecCLOUD, because the question is, ecCLOUD currently a limit free manual device is the 50 devices, 50. So how does this differ with the open Wi-Fi devices? Maybe I can ask answer this question. I think for this one, actually for the pricing part and the program part, we did not define yet, but we just show we have the capability to use the ecCLOUD integrate the Open Wi-Fi CloudSDK 2.0. And for this part, I think it will let we can offline to talk about this program. Okay. The next question is, does the ecCLOUD can manage non-Edgecore device? I think then you can answer because already explained for that.
Yes. Actually, ecCLOUD can manage all TIP OpenWiFi devices, includes Edgecore and the non-Edgecore. So if the non-Edgecore devices have TIP OpenWiFi image loaded, then it can be managed by ecCLOUD. But please note that the ecCLOUD can only be compatible with the TIP OpenWiFi 2.x. Yeah. So any non-Edgecore devices with the TIP OpenWiFi 2.x version can be managed by ecCLOUD. Yeah.
Okay. The next question, yeah, I think it's also our existing customer, because they just ask they have the Ethernet devices. Can this work with the TIP network? Okay, I think this one I also can answer. Actually, you are our existing customers. If you want to do the trial, then we need to check your hardware version and the software version. If it can work, then we can help you to do a remote upgrade like the TIP Open Wi-Fi software. So for that, I think we can talk about this offline. We can help you for this. And the next question is, how are the products certified by Wi-Fi Alliance? Okay, now actually, as I know for the Wi-Fi 5, we have the 2x2, the ecCLOUD 5.2 we have the one devices already got a Wi-Fi Alliance, and it's still ongoing is the EAP 101 and the EAP 102. I believe the by the end this year, and both of these the indoor Wi-Fi 6 access point we also can get the Wi-Fi logo. Okay. So next question is, can software vendor get access to remote lab to do the integration and the testing of additional software components? How to create a self-testing setup?
I can take this. The
Yeah.
lab is open for other vendors to log in remotely. There's no problem with that. We're bringing this up right now, actually, and at the end, the lab that we have right now in Fremont is going to be usable as a lab as a service, or we call it LAAS. So yes, anybody who wants to do something, create something, add something to the software will be able to just add it to an access point, and we can put it in there. They can connect their cloud that they want to manage this access point or a few access points. There are a few different setups there. There's kind of a basic setup and a more advanced setup, a mesh setup, a scale setup. So it depends on the use case and on the setup that anyone would like to use. And you can get in contact with me, and I will put you in contact with the people who run the lab.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Iran. Okay, maybe it's the last question. Is there training for new providers on TIP Open Wi-Fi system?
We're always looking for more members, of course. So I mean, if there's anybody who wants to join, joining is for free, as I said earlier, and anybody is welcome. So whoever wants to join, please join. If you want to get in direct contact with me, the Edgecore guys have my email, and then please get in touch with me, and I'll be happy to help you join.
Okay, thanks, Iran. Okay, I think that's all. Yeah, thanks, Iran, and thanks, Langry, and also thanks for your attention today. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.